My next guests are an award-winning and hugely popular actors. You've seen them both in the film Finding Neverland. They're back together again for the eagerly awaited Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's out in Australia on September 1st, New Zealand September 8th. Here's a look.
Augustus Gloop, Augustus Gloop, the great bakery evening complete. Augustus Gloop.
Mr. Wonka.
Huh?
Why would Augustus's name already be in the Oompa Loompa song? Unless
Improvisation is a parlor trick. Anyone can do it. You, little girl, say something. Anything.
Chewing gum.
Chewing gum is really gross. Chewing gum I hate the most. See? Exactly the same.
No, it isn't.
You really shouldn't mumble, because I can't understand a word you're saying. Now, on with the tour.
Fantastic movie. Welcome to stars Johnny Depp and Freddie Highmore. Gentlemen, a pleasure having you both here.
Thanks.
Well, of course, we're all very excited because Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is on its way, and I'm sure everyone is very much aware that this is based on the very popular Roald Dahl novel. Now, Freddie, had you actually read the book prior to signing on to the movie?
Yeah, I'd read the book before I did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but I hadn't seen the original movie.
And Johnny, I know that you were a huge fan of the book and of the original film as well, but I hear once you actually landed the role of Willy Wonka, you stopped watching the movie with your children. Why was that?
Just to make sure that I didn't, veer into any of Gene Wilder's territory. You know, I knew that I needed to take the character to a different place, so I shied away from it.
And obviously it's very well documented that your inspiration for the character of Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean came from Keith Richards. Did you have a similar inspiration for your character of Willy Wonka?
Well, no one really specific. There just sort of memories I'd had a childhood watching children's shows, guys like Captain Kangaroo and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, like that kind of thing. Just remembering how odd their speech pattern was, the way they spoke to kids, with the sort of, "Hi, children, how are you today?" That kind of thing.
Well, how was it for you, Freddie, the first time you heard Johnny open his mouth as Willy Wonka and that voice came out?
Well, it wasn't very like Johnny, but I think it was a good thing. I think it was a good thing that, because when you looked into his eyes, you didn't see Johnny, you saw Willy Wonka, and it made it easier for me to get into my character.
And I know you enjoyed working with Johnny on the film Finding Neverland. Was it exciting to hear that you'd landed the role of Charlie and would be working with him again?
Yeah, it was great. He's a really nice guy. He's fantastic. I'm just really lucky.
Well, I'm lucky, mate. I was. No one was happier than me when I found out that Freddie was going to be playing the part of Charlie, and it's just so perfect, the combination of Tim and Freddie and that material. It was perfection.
And you.
Now, Freddie, I also know that on the set of Finding Neverland, Johnny used to bring a particular device with him to help get you kids to laugh at various moments. Did he implement this device on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory as well?
No, there wasn't that device there, but yeah, it worked really well on Finding Neverland, because he was meant to make, that Barry was trying to make the kids laugh, and he did make us laugh.
Now, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, please explain the device in question.
Go on.
Well, it's sort of an electronic fart machine.
Everybody finds farts funny. I think if everyone in the world accepted that, it would be a much better place, I think.
I agree.
Now, the sets on this film were absolutely breathtaking, and there's one particular scene when all the children first enter the Chocolate Factory for the first time, and they start eating everything they see. How much of that set was actually edible?
Well, I think there were quite a few sort of things hanging from trees and stuff like that that you guys dove into, weren't there?
Yeah, there was a marshmallow plant that I had once, sort of had a cream dome, and then you dipped some marshmallows in. That was quite nice.
And Johnny, for you now, of course, being a father, is it more enjoyable making films like this that your kids can watch?
Oh, sure. I just enjoy. I mean, I enjoy the process of making films. I enjoy the process of sort of investigating and building a character, and certainly my kids have been a, you know, monumental help in that regard, because for the last 5 or 6 years I've been watching nothing but cartoons and sort of animated things, you know, and it really is inspiring, you know.
And do they understand what Daddy does for a living?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they you know, they don't know anything else, you know. If they see, you know, flipping around on the television, they see Papa, you know, it's sort of, oh yeah, there's Dad, you know, it's that kind of thing. But they've been on the set of Pirates, they've been on the set of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I will say though, when they first saw me decked out as Willy Wonka, they were quite stunned. They looked at me for about 30 seconds, you know, without moving, just sort of blanched, like, you know.
Now, Freddie, after only 13 years on the planet yourself, you have a career that I'm sure a lot of actors would dream of having. Yet acting is something that you don't necessarily want to pursue as an adult. Is that correct?
Maybe. You know, if I get to work with, you know, amazing people again, but I'm not really sure. You know, I'm 13 and I think, you know, I've still got a choice to do lots of things, and I think it would be nice to travel around, you know, and see South America and Australia. You know, all these wonderful places that there are to explore.
Well, look, if you're ever here down under, we'd love to have you on the show, especially because with me in the hosting chair, you're guaranteed of not being the shortest person in the studio. Well, thank you both very much for taking the time to talk to us. The film is fantastic. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, out on the 1st of September in Australia, 8th of September in New Zealand. Please thank it stars Johnny Depp and Freddie Highmore. Thank you, boys.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Take care.